YouTubers, Mike Martin's here. Mike Martin's channel. It is I, Delusional Mike, bringing you a little housing thing I'm put together for you guys. I like doing this kind of stuff. And I got a really cool reply from someone here, and let's look at it in depth, okay? So I don't know much about what the reply consists of, but I got a little bit of inside info on it, so you can see it here from what the comment says. It's from Megatron. My condo is worth $400K, more than I paid for it in Falls Creek and climbing. You have rocks in your head. Okay, that's great. So we're gonna go off the basis that the condo was bought for. So let's start off here, and you know, I don't know if this is a good deal or not, but let's see what you guys think. Maintenance fees. So we're going to go off 10 years. So I went off the maintenance fees roughly 6 to 10 years. I went off that, and I calculated it for 10 years. So we're going off 10 years. This is what you're going to pay in condo maintenance fees by size. And so I'm going about 800 square foot. And that's what it's going to cost in 10 years. $46,000 for maintenance fees, roughly, in 10 years. That's $336 a month, roughly. Because you got a whole gym there, right? And you got this pool. So, I mean, you got to pay $400 a month for that. Well, $336 is what I got. So, times 10 years, that's what you got. Okay. So, now let's take the mortgage payment. So, we're going to be very lenient on this. Very, very conservative on this. And say $420,000 for the condo. And let's say it's worth $800,000 today. Okay, let's say it went up $400,000. At the rates that it is right now, 25 years monthly. So this is what you're doing. So this is what's happening. So if Megatron wants to sell his condo today, the person that buys it is going to have to be able to afford to buy it, right? And if it's an investor, they're going to have to pay all the taxes. So let's see, it's worth $400,000 more on paper. That's great, but unloading it, I don't know. Let's look. So when someone picks up, so he picked it up, let's say for $420, but if someone picks it up for $8 now, I don't even want to show you guys what the monthly payment is going to be on $800,000 on the current closed 5-year with. This is from TD. So let's look here. So this is what they're offering. I can't even change the rates, okay? It's giving me that for 25-year term. That's not the amortization. Remember, guys? This is a 5-year amortization with a 25-year term. Okay, guys? And it's going to cost, total payment over term is going to be $155,000. In the 5 years, interest paid $110,000, and principal paid $44,885, and that's a total. Then you're left with balance at the end of the term $375,000 and $114. So $375,114. Let's move to this one. So then you refinance for another 5 years to pay it down. 5-year closed against 559. And 25 years monthly, and you're looking at that much paid interest again, $98,472, and principal paid $40,000 down, and $335,000 and $25.92. You're left with at the end of this. That's a total of 10 years of financing charges. Okay, so you calculate this. There's what you've paid in interest in the 10 years. That's what you've paid in interest in 10 years. So this is provided, the condo did go up $400,000 in value, and this is provided that the people that are paying the rent are covering the entire base. They're covering so the strata fees and the rent. So the rent would roughly, to cover the mortgage, you would be looking at, with the strata fees, and let's not forget the property tax, you're looking at about $3,500. Maybe about $3,500. And you remember that article I read for you guys that the affordable rent in Vancouver is $3,100 or $3,400, and it's equating to what this is saying right here, right? So this is what you're looking at here. So the total is right there. You're paying an interest fees. So that's not even going towards the payment, right? And I'm being very conservative stating that the condo was bought for $400,000. So I'm being very conservative saying that, see? I'm being very conservative with how much the borrowing is. And it's not even, and I know it could have been more, because I'm not going by much. I'm just going by what he said here, okay? So let's go off that, okay? So then you calculate that, you're paying already $208,000. So if you hold the place for 10 years, is it really worth? But who's going to buy the place now? That's the problem. I don't care if it went up $1 million. Who's going to buy the place after? That's the problem. How fast can you unload? So then property tax, and I was very generous in doing $1,800 a year, which is, I think, a lot more than that, but that will work out in 10 years, $18,000. So when you calculate all that, do the math, guys. Watch. There's your strata fees for 10 years. There's your 2 financing for the 10 years. That's just finance charges. And at the end of the 10 years, you're still going to owe that much money at the end of 10 years. You still will owe that much money. And then your finance charges, plus what you still owe on the condo. Holy Christ. And then you take your property taxes, $18,000. So when they're saying that the affordable rent in Vancouver is $3,100 or $3,200 for a condo, this is what it's equating to. This is making sense, right? This is what it works out to, right? So a lot of people are thinking they're ahead on paper because they're so far ahead in what the value of the property is. But now, with a lot of property sitting on the sidelines for 30+ days, and not a lot of people coming out to bid anymore, what's going to happen? A lot of investors got smart and moved south of the border to Seattle. Everyone when that foreign buyers tax came into Vancouver, the ones that went south to Seattle are the smart ones, because it's against their constitution to put any foreign buyers tax on. And Seattle's housing prices, if you watch my trends in the housing market, went up $40,000 on average from 1 month. 1 month, not a year, 1 month. And 3 months ago, it was $20,000 a month on average going up per month. And Seattle is the hottest market right now in the United States because a lot of investors went south, and the ones that went east to Toronto are crying the blues right now. So what I'm showing here is that it stays up the market. If it goes down, it starts trickling down, what happens? It's paper wealth. It's how fast you could sell it for. If you hold on to it for 10 years, you need to subtract, people for forgetting. You hold on to your condo for 10 years, it went up $400,000, but you need to subtract all of these expenses from your $400,000. Your property tax, your maintenance. So it roughly is going to come out, plus what you owe on the mortgage, what's left owing on the mortgage too. So people are forgetting to take that into consideration, right? So I want to know what you guys think. Do I have rocks in my head? Am I wrong? Provided that this person bought this free and clear, okay, and they have someone renting it with no mortgage, so the person has no mortgage, and they're charging, let's say, $1,800 a month. That would cover his strata. That would cover all his stuff. If he sells within a month or a month and a half, he could walk away with $400K. Then now we're looking at a different story. It's a completely different story. But if people are financing it, then we get into numbers. Let's look at some numbers. Let's see what you're paying in finance charges. So if you held on to that condo for 20 years, this would be around $96,000 for 20 years. You would have paid a total of finance charges of about $416,000. I'm going ballpark here off the top of my head. And so that kind of breaks even. Because people aren't oh, it's just property tax. I could pay. You're paying for it. You're paying the strata. It's not free. You know? Anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Comment below. And that's me being very conservative and saying he bought the condo for $420, sorry. Right? So, let's see. Comment below. I want to see your comments below. Do I have rocks in my head, or am I severely delusional that I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing? I just see that there's something really wrong going on. So, anyways, let me know.